Tony Bones, right, just a quick one, couple of minutes this one. Yeah, as you can see, it got those two patterns there. It's come down, that's a bullish pattern, and it's set to rise up. How's that measure out? So it hasn't quite broken out, and there's not the volume behind it. So there's not the volume of movement behind there. So have a look, get that up. Come on, volume, where are you? There you go, see? There's not quite the real volume that you're looking for. So this area here, it's not quite breaking out in the same way. See there, and that volume peak there, it's not quite got the impetus behind it. But hopefully, we might see the volume coming up here. This is a real hinge point. This is a key area at the moment. Now, I think we're forming, so from that pattern there, you can measure an estimated breakout. It has broken out, and over time, sometimes they do come up. They don't just pump up there straight away. Potentially, from that breakout there, it's just bloody massive, mate. That is looking like potentially, right? It's all indecision at the moment. It's not, the markets are all indecisive at the moment, right? So that's 329%. That's a bit much, isn't it? That just seems unfeasibly unrealistic to me at the moment. Just going to have a look at the fib line there. How does it come up to that point? You know, that's going beyond. That's going beyond anything. I haven't got any fibs up there to match up with. Now then, Tony. Right, let's just take this out, take that out. So, what we're looking at there, rising wedge there, possible rising wedge to be confirmed. Okay, need another touch up the top. Need another touch up the top, and that's what we're looking for. It can still come lower. It can still come low at the moment. Going to zoom in from the 4 hour, looking in on the 4 hour. So this is a 4 hour chart, and what we're looking at is for it to pivot at this point to break this trend line up there. It's going to need a bit of volume to break through that trend line. Might just trickle through. We want to get it launched off away, get it away from here and up there. What's the fibs doing? So coming down here. So is it down? Is it finished yet? Volumes, get out of the way. Right. So here up to there. So has it finished coming down? See that key point there? That's 618. 618 is a bit of an accelerator. If it falls through the accelerator, expect it to come low, and you have got potential areas of support there at 2073. You've got another one, and also you've got the previous accumulation zone. I'm going to put a box in there just to show you broadly in that area there, mate. Broadly in that area there. See how it comes up, drop support. It's going to have to find its way down to there. Now let's zoom out again. Further down, if it drops below this line, there's another key area of support down there, potentially here, along there maybe. Come on, you sausage, get down there. I want you a bit further lower. Go on, there you go. What is that at? Looks like 1941 if it breaks low, and then comes along here. That is absolutely key on that level there. Go on, you thing. There you go. Absolutely on that button there. If it comes down low, 1701. If it comes down low, and next, anywhere, it's any guessing with the next key support area. Because over here, you can see that there's no structure over there. Once it falls through, there's no structure, no previous highs and lows. It's just pure liquidity going through there. So next spot would be 1101, 1100 basically, 1100. That's where your next one is. 1100 or thereabouts. Yeah, maybe even down to 1000. That's the next spot where you can find support and beyond. So the real next key sports will be those previous highs found in there. Put a box in. All right. So there you go, mate. Real quick. What am I talking about? Well, that's it. You've got to learn. You know where you understand support, don't you? That's the line where it can come down to. And there. So just going to zoom in on the hourly. So see how there is that forming a W pattern potentially. What does that mean? Well, is that a W? It's formed a W there, formed a W there. Where's it going to come to? Neckline. That's what you want. Is it going to come across to there? Potentially. And that means if it does come up to that point, you're coming up to 382. That 382 feed sits nicely. But it's got to break through that 50 there. Is it going to coil up here a little bit longer? But we've got that trend. Don't forget, you've got that trend line. It's got to get through that trend line. Got to get away from this pattern support area. That pattern support, it needs to move away from there, mate. So zooming in some more. Zooming in some more. Yeah. So there's potential W pattern. How does that stand out? That is where it's going. Take it across the neckline. Potential W pattern. Right. I think it's coming down from there. Let's redraw that one. So that, I believe, maybe it might be another W pattern, and what they call that, so a trend reversal pattern. And the neckline is coming up there, coincides with the 50. It might reject at that point, and that is forming a symmetrical triangle. Symmetrical triangles after at the end of a declining phase, symmetrical triangle is potentially a bearish pattern. So there's no guarantee. Traditionally, they're bearish patterns, right? Bearish, it comes down. So potentially, it might just reach along to here and drop out. It might drop out of that support. How far would that go down? Let's measure it up. So potentially, if it does, there, that might initially just come down to there. That coincides with this support line. You want to keep above that, but if it does come down, make the dispositions accordingly. Okay, it's still potential because there's lack of volume at the moment. But we're coming up for the alt season. This is an altcoin, so alts are looking. The market is anticipating some move for the alts, and this might come up. So again, watch this. How does it range between there? In those ranges, what's the percentage like? Percentage from now, if it does come up initially, potentially looking at a nice little 7%. So that's a free £7. Trade it right, that's a £7 just right there. Zooming back out again, zooming back in, here and there, in, out, shake it all about. So that trend line wants to get out of that trend line, get up above the 50, and I believe if it comes up above the 50, hold support there and start moving upwards. Right, just put in the other fibs at this point. Come down low to there. Yeah, once it comes up, where's that 786? Watch it there. Watch it at that price. If it does come up, the price is that 2359, yeah, or 2360, say there. If it comes up, holds above, keeps moving up above there, breaks that trend line. Let's get that bit of Wasmo out of the way. No. Go on, Wasmo. Get up above there. Once it gets up above, breaks that trend line, come up to here. But we've got to see, we need to confirm that is the trend. What happens there? Will it reject? And will it come through? Once it comes through, we might be looking at a journey upwards, up there. Yeah, doesn't happen overnight, mate. It's going to come back, go into there on that 4-hour chart. There, right. Might be coming up potentially. Nothing's guaranteed. Potentially, that could come up about roughly the current price. So that has the potential to come up to 77%. Let's take that out a sec, and then how does that match up with the Fibonacci's on that line? Let's see. Not so great, is it? Oh yes, it is. So potentially might actually reach up to there. You have to range up and down there. So you have to range to get there. What happens if it comes down? What happens on the downswing? What's happening? What we got? Again, remind you, on there. So let's come down to there. How does it look there? This might be the key area, right down there. Let's have a look. So there, see where there's the confluence of the 382. That 382 is a bit of a sort of a line where it could break through quite straightforwardly. Sort of not the strongest lines, but this one here, this level here, at the 236 price 3236. So call it 3270. Yeah, 3260. Call it 3260 just to be on the safe side. Really, that's 3270, isn't it? 3270. That is going to be a tough test. See what happens there. If it comes down, rejects, expect it to fall back on those support levels, and they need to be identified as the price goes along. So potentially, that can come down to 2827, and then maybe re-establishing it. I want to start thinking about it at 2429 at this point. What is it going to do? See that 2429? If it does come down to that point, what is it? That's a breakout. That's probably going to be a breakthrough by the time of that phase. Or a serious test of that support, and it will wazoo back up. If it comes down hard, goes up hard. So this pattern as well, Tony, in the longer term, this pattern is an ascending wedge. It's an ascending wedge. So an ascending wedge is, although it's going up and it looks really great, it's actually a bearish pattern. So once it does come up, expect to come up so far, probably about two-thirds of along the way, maybe about that 382, where, as I said, is a sort of a softish area where things can fall through. Do expect it to fall through in this region. If it does reach there, make the plans accordingly. Where would that fall down to? So about here now, coming up to there, maybe, yeah, oh right, I see our fibs, just broadly guesstimating that price action, guesstimating. So we'd have had to come up here maybe, gets up to that 5-0, be rejected. Where's it coming down to? Yeah, back to almost where you began again. Potentially, but it's got to fall down through those support areas where the points meet, and they go up perpendicularly from where the points meet the resistance. As it goes straight out, like these lines here, they do form areas of resistance between the fib lines. Those fib lines also form areas of potential, do form areas of support and resistance. Remember that. So what you got needs to looking for some confirmation, confirm that bottom pattern there, that trend reversal pattern, and get it going out. So we want a nice trend reversal going on. So that's a good sign. That is one good sign at least. We're looking for it to pivot off this point and move up, maybe potentially over time. Time being maybe about let's see, over the month, potentially, but remember it's going to break through that red line there, that 236 fibs. It's going to work its way up through the other lines as well. So just taking this, still working its way up. It's indecisive, it's dropped back through the fibs, it's hovering down there, it's trying to work its way up, back up that 236. So it needs to break up above the 236, which is a tough challenge, getting up through there and starting to work its way through those Fibonacci lines up there, trying to find that high at that overall pattern on the 238 right there, mate. So that is what I'm planning. So you see the potential there, but hopefully that is a pitfall. It's all about risk management and how these things go, and also identifying where the risks are and how those risks are formed, how the goods are, mitigating the risk. So at the moment, at a pivot point, developing an area of sort of potential accumulation. and it wants to bust up through there, get up through that trend reversal pattern, and come up. And right now, it's sort of going back in, dive back in, getting on the hourly, have a look about what's going on today. So yeah, come up there on that pattern, that resistance line, that resistance trend, resistance line along there. It's resisting along there, helping forming a trend. And what is happening? So anytime, so we're getting a lot of what's happening in there. What are we getting in there? What sort of candles are developing in there? Yeah. Now it's looking. I think that's looking more bullish than bearish. Bullish being upside, but there's an appetite for this market to buy into it, get their price higher, trade in the price action to get higher. Bullish sentiment, a good sentiment, a positive sentiment, bullish. So potentially, looking at those candles there, it's looking like something like spinning tops, yeah. Long wicks with short bodies, and it's an area of sort of potential indecisive. These candle type patterns are associated with a change in direction of the market. Yeah, changing the direction, going down, down, down for a very, very, very long time. Been going down since bloody all-time high, 1st of March 2022, is that? So that's the trend, overall current trend. Since then, it's been down, really. It's been bearish since 7th of February. Is that? Does it go even further than that, mate? Oh, my goodness. Really? So we've had that sort of rally there, but it's, since beginning of the year, it's been really down. And let's keep backing even further. Massive even further. Whoa, look at that, mate. 27th of October it's been down since. So looking for some kind of trend reversal on there. Is that a bloody big W forming on there? Where do you measure it? And that measures along there like that. You see? That's the W. If that's the big W, you need a big W at the end of a trend, a downtrend. And again, that fits in with that narrative, doesn't it? That W. There, how do you measure the W workout? By going across the neckline of the W. That is the neckline there, going right across. I believe, maybe, adding to that. And that is the trend reversal. Expect that, maybe it will. So things are adding up to say, there's a strong case for it to go up. There's still a case for it to go down. But personally, I'm starting to get quite bullish, waiting for confirmation. Waiting for the confirmation. So what I mean by confirmation, maybe when those prices go up, start moving up. One way to like a little bit safer to do it, is to wait for these EMA lines. You see the green, red, and amber. Green, amber, red. So it's like upside down traffic lights at the moment. Once these start, the green crosses above the amber, and then the red. That is an absolute buy signal, I think. That is an absolute buy signal to get in. That's what I do. That's what I do. I'm not saying you should do it. It's just how I do it, and it's worked. This is what's been taught to me. It's one of the things to do. And sometimes when it's really super bullish, just get in the bull market, guaranteed bull market, everything's going up. Once that green crosses above, as soon as that green crosses above the amber line, yeah, see those amber lines there. Once that goes above, once they cross over, it is a buying time and it expects some upside. Really, that is a good confirmation. So it's a confirmation. So you want to do something with conviction. At the moment, the way things are, I don't have high conviction that this is an absolute pivot. I'm not necessarily ready for it. Still can drop through, but like I said, is that the W pattern forming? If it is, you've got a nice big W pattern at the end of a trend which has been developing since 27th of October. That's months and months and months. So you've got a W pattern developing that's been going since mid-January, and maybe might just confirm and finish. So it might confirm over the next few days. What's that there? Once that breaks out of that line, that little pattern line in there, that trend line, little mini trend line, mini trend line, that might just come through. So we're looking between today's date and the 19th of March. Okay, 19th of March. So that is how long we got. Maybe just to confirm it. That's it's somewhere between. You've got about 10 days for that to go and get boost out and get confirmed. Otherwise, may have to redraw the lines. Might come out low, but that is awesome, isn't it? So coming through, say up there, let's just see. Maybe it does get one and comes up potentially. Yeah, in that area. 50, 60, 70 potential. Yeah, it's got a lot of potential to do great things. And even there beyond, if it continues to range, that's good. But don't forget, that's a rising wedge, so even if it looks like it's coming up and up and up, still has a chance to break low about 2/3 of the way along. So, trade those bounces up and down. Take profit up there, wait for it to come down again, wait for a confirmation to move up, set the price targets, look up there, and maybe you can get double bubble. So, for example, on there, 68% say, but you've got to take profit. Okay, take profit, sell there. That's 68, and it say it does come down, I don't know, to there, and comes up again around about this area, 40. That's 100% compared to just holding on to it. Yeah, just to holding on to it to that point where there, that's only, well, you got your 10% extra in that particular pattern, right? Well, it's probably a bit less. It's probably 20% down because took it a bit lower. So, you can gain 20% more on there potentially. Yeah, the percentage is more. Trade the upside, not the downside. Trade, buy up, take profit, wait for it to come down, pivot up. So, you're earning that little bit more percentage more. Not a little bit, it's a fair chunk, 20%, 1/5. Right then, Tony, there's my quick thoughts on it, mate.